Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Friday, the 1st of April. With Robert Murray McShane, one of the chapters we read is the second chapter of Paul's letter to the Colossians. And in verse 16, he says to the recipients and to us, "Therefore, do not let anyone judge you by what you eat or drink, or with regard to a religious festival, a new moon celebration, or a Sabbath day. These are a shadow of the things that were to come. The reality, however, is found in Christ." And as I read that, I thought, that is true. We like, as human beings, to have new moon festivals, food requirements, because they're tangible, they're measurable. We can work out whether we've attained them. To just be told, be holy, how holy is that? How do you measure it? We don't know. But if we're told, don't eat meat on a Friday, that I can measure. When I go to bed tonight, I can look back at the day and think, oh, I had a pork chop. that clearly is, I didn't keep that. And so these kind of rituals and rites are often measurable, and therefore people like them. And the problem, although they are sometimes helpful for us, they can sometimes become measures we use. And so I find it useful to not eat meat on a Friday. And therefore, if you eat meat on a Friday, I suspect that I'm a little bit better than you are. You do absolutely nothing on the Sunday. You just go to church, and then you go home and have lunch with the family, and that's it. I go to church, and then I go and visit people and stop off at the shops on the way home and get a loaf of bread for tomorrow. And you can say, oh, I kept the Sabbath better than you did. You're not quite as good a Christian as I am. And we slip into that far too easily. So the challenge is that we need to be recognizing that all of these things, and they were given to the people in the Old Testament as useful religious practices, keeping the Sabbath, keeping a new moon festival, kept people focused on God. But what Paul says is they're shadows. They're not the reality. They're the shadows that are cast by Christ. And so we mustn't get focused on the shadow. We must turn and look at what's causing the shadow, and that's Jesus. And so if these practices are useful and draw us closer to God, help us become more like Christ, make us more Christ-focused and Christ-centered, then that's wonderful. We need to use them. We need to do them diligently, because they're a spiritual discipline that helps us. But we must never use them to judge other people. And if other people judge us, we mustn't let that bother us. We need to recognize we answer not to them, we answer to Christ. So as you go into the weekend, go to church on Sunday, and if you don't let anyone judge you about it. It's between you and God, and we always need to remember that. So know that God helps us in our walk with him. Stay focused, walk with him, and be blessed.